Well, welcome everyone. I'm Joseph Wages with the IAEI here in Richardson, Texas, and we're in the Keith Laughlin Digital Training Room today with a very special guest. And I don't think he needs an introduction, but we've got Santa Claus with
Jody,
us.
thank you for inviting me down here.
All the way from the North Pole.
All the way from the North Pole. It's quite a trip this time of year, but uneventful. Kids will always ask, where are the reindeer? Are they on the roof? I go, no, I got to leave them home. We don't want to use up the magic.
Well,
I got to have the magic for...
That was my biggest
Christmas
question, because I know it's deer season in Texas, and I didn't know how safe they were
That would be
coming
bad,
down
yep.
here at this time of year. So
Yeah.
I'm glad you were able to leave them.
Save the magic for Christmas Eve.
I just want to say right off the bat, big fan. Been
Thank
a big fan all my life.
That's good. So you believe.
Yes, and I've tried since I was a little bitty kid to stay up at night and wait for your arrival, and I'll doze off for maybe a minute or two, and all of a sudden I'll wake up and you've been here.
Been there,
Presents
yep.
are there. Don't know how you do it. I think you told me earlier you have
I got a magic key.
a magic key.
Yes, if you don't have a fireplace and a chimney, I can enter the house or apartment building. I got this magic key. It works just on Christmas Eve.
And it's
Lets me in.
for
Universal for everywhere.
Wow. That's something I learned new today. I didn't know about. So,
Europe, Turkey, United States, anywhere.
wow, great. Well, as we've probably already alluded to, Santa travels all over the world and just makes an incredible trip. And during that time, he's seen various dangerous electrical installations, and he's probably seen more than some of the well-seasoned electrical inspectors out there see in their lifetime, because we'll get into it a little bit later, but Santa's actually really old. I know he doesn't look that, but he is really old. But tell him about the extension cord one time.
Extension cord. Oh wow! I was come down the chimney, and they had lights on the fireplace. And I stepped out, and they had a spun off piece on the cord, and I got up against that and started to make a ruckus. If you'd have been there, you'd have woke right up.
Yeah. So he almost woke up the house.
Just about woke up the whole house. So yeah. And then another time, we were landing on the roof, coming in for a landing, and Rudolph hit a bulb that had broke open, and the elements were sticking out. And it shocked him, and it ran through all of the reindeer. Rudolph's nose got much brighter that night. It was thankful, because it was kind of foggy too, so it was a help. But I don't want to put those guys through that all the time, those reindeer.
And you know, that's what we're going to talk about today, is electrical safety. And those events happen to you, but they could surely, the same thing happen to anybody.
Absolutely.
Children, men, women, pets, things like that. Some people forget about pets every once in a while, but you know, pets will get in and chew cords and do things like
Yep.
that. And they're part of our family.
Yep.
And we hate to see them hurt and anything. So again, today we're honored again to be with Santa, and we're going to talk about electrical safety today. We're going to talk about some of the stuff that he has seen throughout his travels all over the world. Believe it or not, he is old enough to where he has studied many books, and one of the books that he is very familiar with, because he has to use it at the North Pole, is the National Electric Code by NFPA. And we've got the 2020 version here, but he's well versed in almost any type of code requirement, because again, the North Pole has to be safe.
Yep.
So he knows a lot.
And another
about
thing,
everything.
We get a lot of requests for the National Electrical Code is stocking stuffers.
Yeah. And again, that's something you might consider for Christmas, if it's somebody that you know it's hard to
Buy for. Yep.
You know,
A great stocking stuffer.
go to the IAEI website or go to the NFPA site and pick up a book and give them something that'll help them in their careers. But some Santa Claus facts here, and I'll let you go through.
Oh yeah, I definitely am married. Mrs. Claus, she takes care of me and all of the elves, keeps us all in line. I live in the North Pole. All of the time zones come together up there.
So you're saying there are 8 time zones that meet?
Oh, not only 8. There's, don't remember the number right now,
But
but all the
every
time
one-
zones in the world
Wow.
converge up on the North Pole. Legion of Elves. People ask me, how many elves do you have? I can't keep track. they're just everywhere, and they're all workers, and they work hard and do a great job for us. Right now, I told Rudy they're loading the sleigh up, so getting it ready for
So
Christmas.
what do you
Eve.
actually feed elves? I saw
Elves.
a popular TV show once that was entitled Elf, and
Yep.
that elf seemed to imply that maple syrup and pretty much anything sugar is what he wanted.
Yep, that's
So
what keeps them running.
that keeps them going.
Yeah, Mrs. Claus makes cookies too, but candy canes and maple syrup, they just keep working. Just go, go, go.
Well, people are going to be amazed at how old you are.
Yes, I am 1,750 years old. I was originally born in what is now known as Turkey. My parents were wealthy, and they passed away, and I inherited everything. And the way the gift-giving thing came about was there were these ladies, they wanted to get married, but their father didn't have a dowry. And in those days, they'd leave their shoes out so they didn't drag dirt in the house. And because I was wealthy, I went by and I put coins in their shoes so that they'd have a dowry to get married. And that's how it started. That legend traveled with the sailors to Europe and eventually to the United States.
And it's involved. No
Yes.
longer is it coins, it's
Nope.
it's presents.
Presents.
Different things that children and adults and children ask for.
Some families still put out shoes early in December, and they'll get coins in those shoes.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Still happens. It's still tradition in many of the German families.
Oh, interesting. So up in Minnesota and areas like that, that
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
a large German population, you
Yeah.
might see that. Okay. Well, I'll let you start out some of these
All
electrical
right.
questions we have here, and we'll dive into them and see what we can do.
We have Leslie in
Saxe.
Sanchez.
Saxe.
Texas.
Yeah.
How long can holiday lighting be installed during the holiday season?
And that's a good question because I'm sure that you're like me, you'll see lighting up year round.
Oh yeah, it's always these guys put this stuff up. They want to watch it for a long time. They'll
this-
start putting this up at Halloween.
Yeah. And this is a rather, this has got a lot of stuff going on here. And, there's an opportunity here for a lot of things to happen. But again, this is one of the extreme ones that you might see out there. Whereas the next slide, this might be something that's basic installed. But in each case, both of them need to be installed safely.
Yes, absolutely.
We're really concerned about cords if they're worn, broken lamps, things like that.
Clearances from certain objects, like the hot tub in this picture.
Yeah.
We want to keep our clearances there so that
And
nobody can
unfortunately, a lot of times the homeowners aren't familiar with this book,
no, they aren't.
and they think that they're doing what's right. They think everything's right, and if they knew better, they wouldn't do it, but they just don't know.
Yeah.
So that's what we're trying to do today is to bring some of these safety issues to light, to where people will actually watch this and say, maybe I need to be careful around the house when I do this or that.
Some manufacturers of this lighting have a greater requirement than the NEC. More distance. They don't want their lights too close to the hot tubs and pools.
And that would be in the manufacturer's
Manufacturer's installation instructions. Absolutely.
something that some folks forget about sometimes is I always joke, a lot of times I'll say electricians will find a box, a receptacle, a switch, pull out the receptacle and throw everything else over their shoulder.
Yep.
Not spend any time looking at that. So it's crucial to look at those instructions as well. So this is where we get into the meat of it. Looks like
Yep.
the time constraints here, and I'll let you elaborate on it.
Article 590.5.3. Time constraints. Holiday lighting. We have to have it. We can only have it up for 90 days.
90 days.
90 days is as long as we can leave it up.
So that's 3 months in
Yep.
essence. So
That gets us from Halloween through November, December, and into the
in a little bit of
January.
January to
Yep.
where people can start taking it down. And it says that it's for holiday decorative lighting and similar purposes.
Yep.
So it's not just the strands of lights you might see on the house, it's other decorative items as well. So,
We've got a listing requirement for the lights also.
yes.
Third-party evaluation companies,
And
such as
that's-
UL,
And that, I think on that previous slide, it was 590.5.
590.5.
that
Absolutely.
brings that out on the listing, so it's really important. And the slide we looked at, this is a big one.
Yeah.
UL is a big partner with IAEI, our electrical partners, and we work very well together. But they've got a lot of information here that we need to pay attention to when we're buying lights, especially, and looking at this stuff.
Absolutely, absolutely. Take a look at them. Make sure you see the mark similar to these. If it looks funny, get a hold of someone, get a hold of your inspector or IAEI, and you can get a hold of UL, and they will do an investigation to see that it's a listed product. You want to make sure you have listed products.
And really, it's sad that there has been a lot of counterfeiting that has been done with marks and stuff, and a lot of it's from overseas, where
Yes.
they will put a mark on something and try to pass it off as something that's safe. And UL has a whole department, I think, that actually goes out and investigates this. And one of the meetings that I attended with UL one time, they talked about thousands of recessed can lights that had been confiscated and dumped in a dumpster and were being destroyed because they weren't safe. So
Your holiday lighting actually has a mark. The mark is actually a hologram, so that it's tougher to counterfeit.
and yeah, I've heard that too, is they've had to really change with the technology
Yep.
that's out there. People can counterfeit, so they've gone to that hologram. So it's really important. Well, here's another question we've got.
From Phil in Bigelow, Arkansas. Why
bet
do
you-
my extension?
I bet you don't know where Bigelow is.
Not for sure,
Well,
but I can find it.
It's
You know,
around the Little Rock area.
on the Little Rock.
Sorry to interrupt. you, Shannon,
The
but
villages, they all get blurred together, and we're just stopping.
Yeah.
Why do my extension cords feel hot to touch when I finish hooking up all my decorations? Well, you may have too small a cords for the load you're putting on it. Too many amps on a small cord. We've got cords that are down to 16, 18 gauge, and you're hooked up to a 20 amp breaker. Well, it's going to let it go, and that cord will heat up. Connections will heat up. You can have some loose connections. They'll cause some heating too, but mostly when you see a cord that's being real hot, it's because it's overloaded. Too many amps on it.
And unfortunately, the homeowner will plug this stuff in. Everything comes on, it works. They think it's safe.
Yep.
And it takes a little while for it to operate under that load, and all of a sudden you'll start getting the deterioration at the receptacles, the cord itself. So that's something as a homeowner you need to be aware of. Electric space heaters pull a lot
Yes, they do.
of amperage, and when you plug them into extension cords, you can see that picture over my shoulder there, where you might have a failure begin right there at that connection. And the same thing with your plug strips up there and other things. They're not built for all that amperage.
Nope.
And even though there's receptacles available to plug stuff in, that doesn't mean that device can handle that.
Correct.
So,
Correct.
So be careful. And if we look in the code in 400.12, uses permitted, you're going to see some power supply cords shall not be used for the following. And as a substitute for fixed wiring in a structure, sometimes folks will use an extension cord and leave it there for years
Yep.
because, hey, everything's working
Yep.
fine, where they ought to have contacted an electrician, somebody to come out and actually
Got a receptacle
put the
installed.
receptacle in there and done away with that extension cord. So running cords through doorways, windows, and similar openings is just an opportunity for the cord to be abused.
Absolutely. It'd be damaged.
Yeah, when that
I
window
see that one a
shuts.
lot. People in the doors, they'll get balconies and whatnot. They want to decorate their balcony in the apartment buildings, and they'll hang lights out there, run a cord out, and shut the door on the cord.
And it may not hurt it the first time,
Nope.
but about the 100th time of doing that, it's damaged the insulation, and it's getting into the exposed conductors and giving that an opportunity to shock somebody. So, and I think we've got some pictures of that
Yep.
coming up.
There we go.
Just a couple of examples, and I'm sure you've seen this.
Oh,
even
yeah.
at
See it.
Christmas time.
Oh, all the time.
And somebody needs to plug lights in
Yep.
outside, and they just run a cord through a window.
Throw it out the window
Throw it
and
over.
slam the window shut.
Again, it works good for a while, and then all of a sudden
Works until it doesn't.
Yeah, until it does. So that's a good analogy. Hadn't heard that one before. Some other holiday safety.
Oh,
tips.
absolutely. Make sure your real trees, if you got real trees, make sure they're watered.
Yep. they dry out, and there is an area down there where you can put water in it to where
The base that is mounted to stand. Um, if you use real candles anywhere, don't use them around the tree. In the old days, they'd put candles on the tree, and many houses got burned down that way.
well, you've seen that then.
Yep.
From
Over the years.
1,700 years of,
Yeah.
of watching people use candles. Wow,
Yep.
interesting.
Worry about the children around the trees. They can drag things down on top of them. Multiple things could happen to them. We don't want the kids getting hurt. This is a holiday season.
You've got 1 or 2 year old child, and a Christmas tree is just magical.
Yep.
All the things hanging on it, and they'll go up there, and they don't tend to do anything wrong. They grab something because they want it, and all of a sudden they pulled the tree over on them or something, and it just happens. We just as parents have to be careful and watch for things like that.
Let's not get in a hurry when we're taking the lights out and the extension cords and getting them ready. You want to get in a hurry putting that up there. Check them out. Make sure they're all good. Make sure there's no damage to them. It's easier to fix the bulbs too. Burned out bulbs when they're on the ground than in the tree.
Yeah, or up on the ladder
Yep.
on the side of a house. So that's good advice. Plug it in, check all the bulbs,
Yep.
then put the stuff up. Okay.
Make sure pets can't damage items. That cat in that picture is just thinking about that's a great tree to run up. Dad brought me a tree home and I can play.
Yep.
Yeah, they get tipped over and then the bulbs get broke and a multitude of things happen.
Well, I had a little puppy that liked to chew on cords. And I noticed he was chewing on a lamp cord, and kind of as a homeowner, as a parent, got to keep cords and stuff away from where animals can get to them and stuff, because it can be really dangerous, because they might not get hurt. Sometimes they do get hurt.
Sometimes
they do
could lose their life.
Damage the insulation to a point that it might cause fire.
Yes.
So gotta be careful with the pets. And it looks like the CPSC in 2004 found that there were 6,500 Americans that went to the hospital trying to open Christmas gifts.
Yep.
Isn't that amazing?
That's amazing. You know those plastic clamshell that the toys come in?
Mm-hmm.
Cutting those open is what happens.
Somebody using a knife and trying to cut.
Yep.
Those things are impossible to open.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I can understand why somebody'd have a knife out to. And so it slips and they end up cutting themselves.
I recommend scissors, cut around the edges. Get it out, and then you won't be ruining Christmas Eve, Christmas morning, going to the hospital getting stitches.
Wow. Well, and if you wondered what CPSC means, it means the Consumer Product Safety Commission.
Yeah, absolutely.
So the NEC, the electrical trade, has a lot of acronyms, and it's like IAEI. People say IAEI. It's a mouthful to say International Association of Electrical Inspectors. So sometimes you see acronyms like this that a lot of us know what they are, but some of the general public don't know.
Yep, they don't understand, and they think that they're a government agency.
Yeah.
You know, they think IAEI is a government agency, NFPA is a government agency, and they aren't.
So what's NFPA mean, since we've mentioned it a couple of times here?
National Fire Protection
Association. Yep. And it trips even the veterans up sometimes, but just a lot of stuff.
There's what happens to your pets if they get into the cords too much.
Yeah, we've talked about the importance of keeping pets out of the cords. This, unfortunately, is, from a movie, and I think everybody remembers Christmas Vacation. And
Eddie.
The cat.
He's on the naughty list. Eddie. Yep.
That guy is something else, but he. That's what happened to the cat in that. And I know it's an extreme here, showing you what can happen. I'm sure this really doesn't happen in real life, but pets get up under a chair, get around a tree, and for some, it's their nature sometimes to chew on stuff. Not just your pets, but in attics. Squirrels will get in attics, and for some reason they love to chew on wiring insulation and stuff. And you'll find squirrels that die in attics and stuff. But in this case, we're talking about pets.
Yep.
And we don't want to lose a member of the family.
Yep. It was a cat.
Yeah.
What is it?
Yeah, and it says here, if that cat had 9 lives, you just spin them all. So again, your favorite Cousin Eddie quote there. So anyway, Now this one's interesting because you see a lot
Yep.
of Christmas trees in your travels around the world, and Underwriters Laboratory actually did some testing where they introduced a small fire under a tree and just did a time lapse of how long it took for that small fire to evolve into a larger fire. And I'll let you go in and explain it if you'd like to, or I can go through it. But
Well, what happens is it heats that tree up, and as it heats it, it becomes more and more combustible, and it takes no time at all, as you can see in the video there.
we're moving from
Towards
the lower right with the small fire,
Yep.
moving across to the left, and it gets bigger. Then move up to the top picture there, and then over to the upper left, and it's fully engulfed.
Golfed, yep.
And at that time, it took 2 minutes and 54 seconds.
No time at all.
And once you get something generating that much heat in the house, it's just going to start flashing over to other items, drapes, presents, wall coverings.
If you caught it
ceilings.
right at the time it started, it would 2 minutes and 54 seconds. You can't even get a phone call to the fire department to get them there, let alone have them arrive, and your whole house is involved in no time.
And as a parent, it's always good, and you never think about this until you actually need it, but keep a small fire extinguisher around, maybe under the sink in the kitchen, somewhere that you know
It's
where
close.
it is,
Yep.
to where you can get it in the event, because after this happens, you don't have time to go down to the store and buy one and come back and do it. And it's just preventative measure to keep things like this from happening.
And make sure it's charged also. that
Yes.
It's in good shape.
Yes.
It's operating order.
We got another question.
Lorraine in Disco, Wisconsin.
That's a cool name.
Yeah, little town up there, not too far from Osho, Wisconsin.
Ocean.
Osho. Do my outdoor holiday decorations that required electricity need GFCI protection? Oh yeah, yeah.
I thought that was an interesting question because that require electricity. So we've got a lot of decorations that we put up that don't, but in the event that we are using electricity, we've got a requirement here for outdoors. I think it's going to be at 210.881
Yes.
in the National Electric
For
Code.
dwellings.
And it's going to tell you, outdoors, we've got to have that. And I think you brought something
Yep,
with you.
we
here,
got one
that-
right here.
A little GFCI.
Little GFCI.
That one could purchase and put in.
And be sure when you install it, if it's going outside, that it's a weather resistant type.
Yeah,
also.
WR rated.
Yep, WR rated.
And I think that's passing Seymour.
Yep, that's
they're one
Pass.
of our industry
Yep. Partners.
partners as well, and they've been very good to us over the years, providing us with either product photos as well as samples. And some of these guys go above and beyond when you ask for help. They'll send us all sorts of stuff. So we're just very blessed in that capacity. So, and this slide, wow,
yeah.
interesting. How do you
What
know?
type of covers do you need in the soffit?
Yeah, how do you know? I mean, can we use both of them, or?
You could use both of them,
I mean,
as long as it fits into the installation instructions.
what's the difference?
Well, the in use, you plug the cord in, the receptacle's all covered during use. Keeps the rain off of it, the snow.
And that's the one closest.
That's the
to
one
you.
on the right,
And
closest to
some
me.
people call that a bubble cover.
Yep.
And really, in Article 100 of the NEC, they're defined terms for a wet, dry, and damp location.
Locations.
So if we're looking at that bubble cover or that in-use cover next to you, that would be in a wet location.
In a wet location, absolutely.
And then the other one over here.
That's a snap, what we refer to as snap cover. That's a damp location cover.
So why would I? Who's going to determine what cover that I need in what location here?
The AHJ, that electrical inspector. Some of them are on the nice list, some are on the naughty list, those electrical inspectors. Oh boy.
So AHJ is the authority
Yeah.
having jurisdiction.
Yep.
And that is also a defined term in the National Electric Code.
In Article 100.
So I'm going to take a wild leap here. And I'm going to say if I go to the North Pole, the AHJ is Santa Claus.
Yep.
So
Yep.
you're actually
Well-
AHJ up there.
As long as Mrs. Claus allows it.
Okay. I say that because a lot of people think that that the electrical inspector might be the only HJ that they
no.
encounter. And, if you're on a military base, the HJ may be the commanding officer.
You may have installations that the insurance company has a say.
Mm-hmm.
Factory Mutual and Grain elevators is one that I can think of.
Well, even in some of these large industrial plants around the areas that we have, it may be the electrical inspector or the electrical engineer there. It could be the plant engineer. Someone is going to be the HJ over that project. So in order to figure out what you can install in these situations here, we need to get them involved. In every area is different. I'm sure up at the North Pole, you may have a lot of in-use covers.
Yeah,
because you got a lot of driven rain and driven snow. And so it's hard to determine where a damp area ends and a wet area
If it's vertical, we're going to get a in-use cover on it probably up there.
In the soffits, they look kind of ugly, when they're hanging down like that. A lot of the homeowners don't.
You got to make sure you snap it up and secure the cord so that it doesn't fall open all the time.
Yeah, and but we got another question.
Oh, here. Jimmy Dollard.
You think that's
I think so. Yeah, I remember him over there.
I bet you he's on the naughty list.
Yes, sometimes it depends upon who he's hanging out with.
If he's hanging out with Dimitrovich,
if he's hanging out with Dimitrovich,
they're on the naughty list. Okay, I just kind of see those.
Most of these kids, it depends upon who they're with, what list they end up on.
Okay.
Does the North Pole observe OSHA standards and NFPA 70E worker protection requirements? Absolutely. We cannot have any lost time accidents. We don't have enough time to the way it is, let alone lose somebody.
So Santa Claus, it looks like you're happy to report that you've not had a lost time accident in over 1,000 years.
Absolutely.
And the elves all have vacation.
Yes, they do.
I don't know when they have time to use it.
Sick leave and
all the sugar treats.
They usually head out vacation with their families in January, February.
That's what I was going to ask
off
you.
Season.
If you ever got a vacation, and I thought, well, if you take a vacation, probably everybody takes a vacation. So.
I can't taking a vacation. I get to travel so much in my job that, and Mrs. Claus comes with sometimes, so we don't get a lot of vacations, but it would be during the January, February time when things are slower.
So when you're not making toys, you're probably repairing things.
We're fixing things,
making sure
harnesses.
are correct.
Yep.
Wow. It's a never-ending story.
Yep.
Or a never-ending job up there.
Aha, here's the list.
Oh, my goodness. This is the infamous naughty or nice list.
Yep.
And we're going to have IAEI members. Some of them are our industry partners.
Yep.
And Santa's doing you guys a favor out there because what is today? The 8th of December.
8th of December.
So they've got a few days left to get themselves on the nice list.
They got 17 days to clean things up.
So if they're on the naughty list, they're kind of giving some warning here that, if you want on that nice list, change some things.
And again, it depends upon who these kids are hanging with. Mike, the dude Forrester there, he's a fine guy until he gets hooked up with that Tommy Lichtenstein.
Oh,
those guys, those two. Oh, the
Tom's
antics
from UL.
Yeah, the antics.
I heard about them UL guys.
Those antics. And then Pete Jackson, he's out there in California. He gets tangled up with John Tacker.
So what's their status? Are they right now?
Right now? I'd have to get with the elves for them to see what they're doing right at this minute. But as far as I know, they're not co-mingling, getting themselves in trouble.
But they're not on the naughty list.
They're not on the naughty list. Okay. No. They got Donnie Cook there. Jim Rogers.
Donnie Cook's down in Alabama.
Down in Alabama? Yep.
Shelby,
Alabama.
Yeah, down in that area.
Yep.
Okay.
Jim Rogers over in New England States, Massachusetts. Yep.
He's one of our PV experts and knows a lot about photovoltaics and Jericho making panel 4.
Steve Douglas, he's up there in Canada. He knows all about the maple syrup, the stuff that the elves like there.
Yeah.
And as long as he's not tangled up with some of those other guys up there.
So he's on the nice list.
He's on the nice list.
Oh, I'm sure he's glad to hear that.
Yeah. Crystal Hunter? Yeah.
I can't imagine this girl
I've never had her on the naughty list. Never on the naughty list. Always
that's
on the
hard
nice
to
list.
That's hard to say, isn't it?
Yep. There's some that do it though.
So she's actually one of the few that has never ended up on the naughty list. Wow. Randy will be proud to hear that.
Yeah. So he won't believe it.
Well,
it's truth.
That Randy's on the naughty list
occasionally. He gets hanging out with the wrong guys. Clem Cluton, he's up to Fairbanks, Alaska.
Oh, that's not far from where you're at.
Yeah.
Probably one of the closer members.
Yeah, he's one of the closer members.
Steve Douglas might be close, but Clem's probably the closest. Right
If
now.
you ever get up there to Clem's area, up to Fairbanks, there's a village there called North Pole, Alaska.
Oh,
It's much like the North Pole where I'm from.
but it's not the same.
Not the same, no.
No, it's just all right.
Oh.
And, oh my goodness.
There's that Forrester kid. He was asking for gifts that day, wanted to sit on Santa's lap.
I think this is a great time to say that I don't care how old you are, young, older, you can always come to Santa and ask for something.
Yep.
And Santa's going to listen and do his best to get you. And you know what Mike typically asks for? Scotch.
Yeah.
He is somebody that loves Scotch. So if anyone's out there and Mike's on your list and you don't know what to get him, Scotch would be a very good choice.
Yep. You got to believe. Mike believes. And if you quit believing, you end up getting underwear.
Oh,
Yeah. And those elves, they got a heck of a sense of humor. Oh, dear. They're packing those packages, and somebody's on the naughty list and not believing. They'll pack up the underwear, and we put it under the tree.
So
And there, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, when you open your presents, there it is. You open up the package and hold it up, and it's underwear.
So that's a good sign of somebody that does not believe.
Does not believe. Yep, you get underwear.
Here's some other members here you can run through.
Susan Newman Sensi,
Cersei.
Yep. Yep, she's over there in Tennessee.
Yeah. Another wonderful person.
Yes.
Hopefully she's not.
I can't ever think of when she was on the naughty list.
Wow. Well, that's good. Seems like our females or women here are doing a lot better job staying off the naughty list than some of the guys.
Yeah, they don't get pulled astray like the guys do all the time. Mark Odie,
Oh my goodness.
oh, he's on the list, off the list. Right now, I think he's on it.
He's on it.
Yeah,
I just saw him last
on the
week.
nice list.
He,
So-
if I'd known that, I would have mentioned something to him. I just saw him last week. So
Larry Chan from down there in New Orleans.
yeah, down in the
Yep.
Cajun area where you go.
I haven't checked on him lately, but I think he's on the nice list again.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
Maggie Carroll, she's out there in the West Coast with UL. Again, one of the females on the list. Probably on the nice list, not on the naughty list. Now, she does get crossways a little bit.
Out of all
She
the
goes
women
to,
we
she,
talked
she
about
goes to
so
meetings with
Liechtenstein.
not Liechtenstein, but Liechtenstein and Tacker, John Tacker.
Okay, so
Yeah.
be careful with those two guys.
Yeah.
All right.
That Tacker guy, he'll voluntold you to do stuff. Tom Dimitrovich, he's on the nice list.
Yep.
Yep.
Tom is one of our IAEI instructors, and he actually runs our IAEI News Live every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central Time. So he's kind of one of these celebrities. I think he's trying to be like you.
Yeah, he's
and
going
be
to have to put some years
top-rated.
in.
But
He
yeah,
doesn't have enough years.
you've
yet.
got thousands
No
of
seniority.
years on him. So, but you know, he's up and coming. He may catch you someday.
Yep.
but
Yep.
We'll see what happens.
Christine Porter, again, another one that's always on the nice list. Always want to help people and look
Where's
for the
she
best
at?
of them. She's up in the Seattle area,
Oh, she's up in
Yep.
the great northwest. Okay.
right near Bothell.
And the ETL, is that who she is
Yes,
with?
ETL Intertech.
Okay, so she's one of our members from a testing
She's going to be tough to keep up with. I hear she got new knees.
Ooh, okay.
Yep.
Did you bring her? You didn't take them to her for
No.
Christmas?
I don't get into the medical stuff.
So
No.
medical, she had to do that on her. Okay.
Our friend Keith Laughlin,
Yeah.
he's on the nice list.
Well,
He's got those 3 grandkids that he's got to take care of.
yeah, he's very proud of
Yep.
those 3 grandkids, and
He's got to be a good example, so I know he's on the nice list.
Well, on the next slide, I think you're going to see.
Yep, there they are.
You're going to see his grandchildren.
There's
and
Lexi and Levi, and
Levi, and Avery.
Avery.
And Lexi called me the other day.
Did she?
And she said, Mr. Jody, she goes, if you ever see Santa, would you tell him that I've got a baby brother and a baby sister? And she was really worried that for some reason you wouldn't know that they were here. And
Oh,
I
dude.
think last year
Lexi, you don't worry a bit.
I think last year
You don't
visited
worry.
them, but she's got such a kind heart.
Yep.
And she was really worried about those her brother and sister, and she just wanted to make sure that you knew that to bring them something for Christmas.
And I know Levi and Avery are on the list.
They're on the nice.
Those are all nice
And Lexi as well?
Yep.
All three of them?
All three of them on the nice list.
Well, that's good. I'm sure they'll
Yep.
be glad to hear that. So, but yeah, just a bundle of joy there. But you know, at IAEI, we are committed to keeping you and your families electrically safe. And that's a mission that we've been doing for over 90 years. We've not been around as long as Santa here, but we're closing in on having 100 years of keeping people safe and promoting electrical safety in partnership with a lot of our industry partners. And we can't do it on our own. A lot of times we rely on knowledge from everybody that's associated as an electrical professional in the industry.
Subject matter experts.
Yeah, we've got several of those. So that's our goal, is to keep people electrically safe. So let's look at the next slide. Here's just a few more yard decorations that you'll see.
Yep.
Some of these look very innocent.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
And it can be.
inflatables. They don't look like they'll hurt you. Kids can run up and grab a hold of them.
Yep.
But they've got electricity going to them.
Electricity going to them. There's cords out there.
And
Make sure they're in good shape. Again, always check your cords. Look for frays. If there's any fray in them, get rid of them.
and that yard could get wet during the snow.
Oh, it does.
Different things, and you just want to make sure that those connections are secured to where they're not getting water into them and tripping and maybe possibly energizing a portion of the yard.
Oh,
water
absolutely.
or
Yep.
something.
Yep.
And stuff. So just be careful. And again, just another decoration here. We know that a lot of times this year we're thinking about our families. We want folks to understand that we want you to be safe. We know people are going to be gathering together post-COVID. One of the first Thanksgiving people were able to gather. Now we've got a Christmas where a lot of people are going to be traveling. A lot of people are going to be around the United States in different environments and encounter things like this. So when you do encounter things, think about it. Cords, don't just assume things are going to be safe. Check it out. Make sure everything is working properly. And we've talked about our industry partners quite a bit. Here's a slide that kind of goes into a little detail here with the industry partners we have. We're very proud that we can say we've got such a great group here. Again, these folks we can reach out to, and they'll provide us a sample like this if we need it. They'll provide us photos of their product if we need it.
Show and tell.
And again, they're all across the industry, folks that we can reach out to. One of the earliest ones I remember in my trade, and you may too, is Klein Tools.
Yes.
The first set of tools I ever had, everything was Klein Tools, and it's been synonymous for years with electricians. You know, they'll always have Klein Tools, and I think
we use Klein Tools at the North Pole.
Oh, you do.
Yep.
And Ideal has got a brand of tools and stuff, but a lot of these electricians, they'll look at these and they know them. They know these
clear across the
folks.
room. They tell.
Yeah, they know these folks here, and so we're very happy to have those folks help us. We're also an exclusive electrical digital training provider for the ICC, and we're very proud of that. And we do a lot of work with ICC. Prior to this, we used to go out and do seminars, and we still do seminars. But another organization that's safety minded is ICC, and we appreciate our partnership we've had with those folks for years. Our next one here is some of our educational training material, and this was included mainly based on what you said a while ago on the code book. Some of these folks are hard to buy for.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
If you want to give a gift that somebody needs, give them a gift of electrical safety. They may want to go to an IAEI training event. Maybe they don't know a lot about hazardous locations and they're about to work in one. Send them to our website there at IAEIcourses.org, and they could sign up for, I think, 85 or 86 online courses that we have. And again, that is a good gift for somebody it's hard to buy for. Some of these electricians and engineers and folks, give them the gift of safety and let them.
Another good one is, what are you wearing? You're wearing IAEI branded clothing. We've got that available here too.
Something like that. But And lastly, I think this is one of our last slides. We just like to showcase our IO instructors. And I think I tried to add this up one time, and it may have gotten into the 600, 400, maybe it was 400 years. If you broke down all the years of safety training that these folks have,
Experience
that they have, just a tremendous asset that we have.
They won't catch me.
No, they'll never catch you. But for some
1750.
reason, you live a long time.
Yes.
I don't know if it's just
It's
good
Mrs.
eating
Claus.
Mrs. Claus has a lot to do with that. But
Yeah, I could end up on a naughty list if it wasn't for Mrs. Claus.
so
I could.
you could, but you have.
I might have. No.
Oh, that's good. I was getting a little scared there.
No.
So, well, Santa, we would like to thank you for your trip to Dallas.
Thank you.
I know you
Great to
go
be
all
here.
over the world, and Dallas is a little ways from home, but I'm sure you've been here before.
Yep.
We appreciate
Every year.
you coming, and kind of glad to know that you didn't bring the reindeer that we don't have to worry about.
Yeah. Yeah, there's times of the year where you don't want to take the reindeer.
No.
And then again, we're using up the magic.
Yeah.
Gotta save the magic for Christmas.
And to everyone out there, we want to make sure that you keep your families and friends and loved ones electrically safe.
Yep.
That's what it's all about. And at this time of year, a senseless accident and someone's hurt or killed, it's just terrible. So again, this has been really the inaugural holiday safety program that we've presented.
Yep.
And we're very happy that Santa was able to join us today and tell us about some of these things that he's seen. So
Thank you for having
we
me.
do appreciate it.
I appreciate you having me.
And I don't know if you need this or not, but as a gift, I wanted to make this available to you.
Yeah, that'll keep me busy in
It's
January and
called-
February.
It's
Absolutely.
called A Passion for Safety,
Yeah.
and it's a book that IAEI produced, and we'd like you to take back to the North Pole with you, and also let folks know out there, members, non-members, if you're interested in something like this and learning more about IAEI, you can go to our website, but you can also contact us, and we'll send you this book free of charge if you will pay for the shipping. All we ask is you pay for the shipping. It's a nice hardbound book, and it goes through a lot of the IAEI history that you may not know about. So, Santa, we want you to have that.
You bet.
Take
Thank
it
you.
back.
I appreciate it, Jody.
And we do
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it. And with that, we're just going to say remain safe. You got any final words before we sign off?
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. Happy holidays.
And ho, ho, ho.
Oh, 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 oh.
Okay. Well, thank you, Santa.